We've found something that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump agree upon. Neither of the leading presidential candidates wants to tax tips any longer at the federal level. This sounds great to workers. However, I believe there are significant unintended consequences. One is that this could add hundreds of billions of dollars to the federal deficit, although a lot of workers would say, well, hey, I don't feel too bad for Uncle Sam. What about at the individual level, though? A lot of Americans are already fed up with tipping. About 6 in 10 have at least one negative view toward the practice, according to a Bankrate survey. 37% believe that businesses should pay their staff better rather than relying so much on tips. 35% believe that tipping culture has just gotten out of control. A good example of that is the proliferation of tip prompts everywhere from coffee shops and food trucks to even pick your own strawberry farms and self-service airport kiosks. There are a lot of crazy places that we're being asked to tip these days. And a lot of people are tipping less well, by the way. Only about a third of Gen Zers always tip at a sit-down restaurant. Only a little over half of millennials always tip at a sit-down restaurant. These are all the reasons why I'm concerned about this policy. There's not much of a safety net when you work for tips. And while there's nothing new to that concept, I think this sort of plan would actually incentivize a lot more employers to classify workers as tipped employees. The federal tipped minimum wage is just $2.13 an hour. And if your customers aren't tipping well, you're really losing out. So it may sound great that you don't have to pay taxes on that, but a lot of people are already living close to the edge. I think we need less tipping, not more. By the way, about a third of tipped workers already are not paying any federal taxes because they fall below that income tax threshold. So this is another reason why this may sound better than it really is. There are possible loopholes as well. Could high-paid executives be tipped at the end of the year instead of given a bonus? Could that be more favorable from a tax standpoint? That seems to miss the mark of where this is intended to go. That could really add to the deficit if those higher earners are not being taxed sufficiently. Customers are fed up with tipping. I think the best way to meet workers' needs is to strengthen that safety net, to give more benefits and stability, and not put them even more at the whims of their customers who are saying that they're sick of tipping.